So how do you easily extend a shot line? Or perhaps you want to join into a shot line on a temporary basis. Perhaps you're setting up a decompression trapeze. Maybe you want to put emergency gas at 6 meters. Or maybe you're on the bottom and you want to connect a distance line and travel across a wreck, but always come back to that shot line. Well, what you should think about is using carabiners rather than trying to tie knots. Knots are very hard to tie and particularly hard to undo underwater with gloves on. So, carabiners, if you on your ends of your lines you create or splice some eyes like this, then using a carabiner is very easy to actually extend a line within seconds, or more importantly, disconnect a line within seconds. So let's look at how we might actually join a line into the shot line. I'm going to use a slightly smaller carabiner, but the first easy way of doing it, and most of us have carabiners on the end of our distance lines anyway, is to just unwrap the rope just a little bit to pull out one of the threads or lines or whatever you want to call it. Take your carabiner, hook through the shot line, and there you are, done. We're connected to the shot line. The second way is to use a knot called the prusik. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And that is actually just using a loop of line like this. And all you do is you wrap it round, round, under each time. And there you are, it's locked. To get it undone, just grab the knot, pull. The final method is actually to tie a line onto the rope. And this is a restrictive knot that we use. We're going to go around, bring it over the top of that line. Come round a second time, underneath, go over the top a second time. This time come round and just finish off with a half hitch, which is just pulling that line straight through like that. And that is a restrictive knot that, as it tightens down, will hold absolutely solid. And it looks like that. So the final question is, how do you shorten a shot line easily when you're out at sea? You don't want lots of excess line in the water. You want it to be the right length for the depth of the water that you're in. Now imagine this is my shot line and I've got a carabiner here, and connected to it will be the buoy on top. What we do is we use our favourite carabiner again. Pick yourself a nice big one, and we use a technique called chain senneting. And chain senneting is we take the rope, we form a loop like this. Then all we do is we put our hand through the loop and pull up the rope. Put the hand through the loop, pull up the rope. Put your hand through the loop, pull up the rope. Put your hand through the loop, pull up the rope. And as you see, we're forming a chain. And we can carry on doing this, and then eventually when we've got it shortened enough, we put a carabiner through the final loop, we bring it up to the top, and we connect it onto the buoy carabiner. Now, this will slip a little bit, but eventually that locks off and holds absolutely solid when the rope up here has basically restricted onto itself and knotted itself. Getting it apart is very, very easy. We just undo the carabiner here, take the carabiner off the line, give it a little shake, and the whole thing comes apart again. So another way in which you can shorten the shot line is to do the knotted sheep shank knot. And the way you do that is you shorten up the line by taking a couple of bites like this. Then on each end you put a half hitch in. So we just turn over the rope and pop it over the end of that. And we do the same on this side. Turn over the rope and pop it on the end of there. Now if you pull up the line, it's shortened and it holds. The only problem with this knot is it's okay for light work, it's not good for heavy work because it has a tendency to fail.